Alright, we're here to talk about Bride of Re-Animator. The sequel to Re-Animator. I'm going to put Re-Animator down. This one right here. And we'll pull out Bride of Re-Animator, which I have right here. So sequel, I think it came out 5 years after the previous film. Yeah, 5 years, but it feels like it's pretty much a direct sequel. It takes place less than a year, about 8 months or so after the previous film. So it's almost, but it feels like it almost takes place afterwards. And obviously it hasn't been that long a time overall. Everyone looks pretty much how they looked in the previous film. Well, the two main characters and the main villain. Yeah, they all look pretty similar to how they looked. So everything feels, let's be honest, everything feels right. You're just like, yep, no. And it just feels like a direct sequel. The opening is like they're in like a Peruvian civil war. Which just feels the opening is like a bit unnecessary. It's just one of those things where you're like, this feels unnecessary, and I don't know why it's in this film, other than to maybe get the kind of main female lead into the film. I think she's the main female lead. I'm just like, is she the main female lead? Yeah. Wait, what? I didn't realize the fact that she's in Austin Powers. Holy fuck, that is something that I've just now figured out. A lot of vagina. Wait, no. Yeah, she's in... She appears as number 2's girlfriend and secretary. And obviously a parody of Pussy Galore, but yeah. Just realized now, I'm like, oh, okay. Did not trigger that. Yeah, anyway, enough about distractions about that. So yeah, the opening just feels like unnecessary, and just like, why is this even in the film? Other than to explain why these characters are back. But it's almost like, since the film, the film kind of takes place straight afterwards in terms of plot and everything. It just doesn't feel like it's necessary to have that. Yeah, it just feels unnecessary, especially since they don't mention the girlfriend from the previous film, Dan Kane's girlfriend in that film. You're like, well, I mean, they mention that later on, but it's just like, oh, well, they don't mention her like until much later in the film. It just feels, it feels unnecessary. But that's enough about the opening. Overall, it's more of the same, and that's a good thing. Ultimately, it feels like more of the same. It feels like a direct sequel. It doesn't feel like it's like, oh, this is weird. Obviously, it would have been nice maybe if they had their woman from the previous film back, but apparently she and agents decided, don't be in that cheesy horror film. It's like, she could have cameoed in it, but apparently they didn't want her to. So, and I don't know where she would have fit as a cameo, but maybe just at the start of the film instead of this weird opening, or maybe right at the end or something. I don't know. Yeah, but you have the two main leads from the previous film. They're back. We have Dr. Herbert West and Dr. Dan Kane, and they're here to do experimentations. The Dan always seems like is very much the just what are we doing? Are we doing experiments? I don't agree with this. Oh, I do agree with this. Do I agree with this? I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, obviously some people may not like it, but at the end of the day, they're trying to use human parts, and they're reviving stuff that's already dead. So whatever. What of it? Yeah, you also have the main villain from the previous film. He's kind of there, but not ultimately. Like, he kind of drives all the kind of end, a little bit of the ending, but it just feels like he's kind of not really there for most of the film, and just kind of shows up, and you're like, okay, cool, yeah. Just, yeah, it kind of feels almost unnecessary. This is my opinion. I just feel like he's kind of unnecessary. Maybe it would have been cooler if they made so the whole film is creating this bride, who is basically, Frankenstein's monster type thing, of all the best women, best parts. Like a ballerina who failed, so she cut off her feet, which is impressive. Like, after the first one, you're like, how? Like, maybe she cut off her first foot, but I mean, if she cut off both at the same time, maybe. But yeah, that's some commitment. That's a commitment to cutting off feet. Yeah, all the best parts, and also has Megan, the love interest from the previous film. Her heart is in the creature, and the creature kind of falls in love with Dan Kane, and then Jeffrey Combs, Dr. Herbert West is like, "Oh no, why would you do this?" And it's like, wait, what? I mean, no, never really. He's like, "I created you, so you were supposed to be mine." But then she's just like, "Yeah, fuck it." So Dan Kane gets both ladies, or not at the end. Yeah. So the whole end is just like, and everyone's dead, or at least we know they're not. At least one character's not dead, because we got a third film, but it just seems like, we don't really know what to do, and everyone's dead. Oh wait, Kane and Francesca escape? Okay. Pretty much everyone else is dead. I didn't realize they survived somehow. Yeah. Just want to say weird things. You're like, oh, okay, I guess everyone is dead. Yeah. Like I said, it's definitely a good one. I don't know. I would have liked to see maybe more other characters bouncing off Dr. Herbert West, because I think he's best when he's like in the previous film, where everyone's like, what the fuck is up with that guy? Yeah, but he seems to be mostly just bouncing off of Dan Kane's character. Or the Dan Kane character, should I say. Played by Bruce Abbott. Yeah, I'd like to see more bounce off other people that are just like, what the fuck is up with that guy? Yeah, and that's kind of part of the show, but just the previous film where you're just seeing him, everyone just going, what the fuck? What the fuck? But yeah, it's a weird one. And then the monster just, I don't know what they were planning on doing with the monster. They were like, she's live, but she's like, has all these kind of holes in her skin and all this stuff, and you're like, I mean, maybe you're into that, but she kind of looks a little bit incomplete, to say the least. But yeah, ultimately I'm just like, I enjoyed it. I don't think it's as good as the first film, but it's definitely a good sequel. Like, I wouldn't say it was bad. Yeah, it's still cheesy. I said it's a 90s film, but it was made in the 80s, so I'm going to count it as an 80s film. It still feels very 80s. Oh yeah, and it's got some good like stop motion stuff. There's some weird ass creatures they make in there. Wait, what? Sorry, I'm just looking at this up. Just like, failed test subjects was designed by Japanese artist Screaming Mad George. Huh. Fair enough. Sorry, I'm just getting getting distracted looking at stuff. I'm like, they create some Predator, makeup and special effects in Predator, and a few Nightmare on Elm Street films. And apparently, yeah, what was it? Wait, no, so I lost it then. Was it? Yeah, no, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Oh, Big Trouble in Little China. So I get distracted by all the kind of films. Anywho, let's start talking about Bride of the Re-Animator. Yeah, ultimately, it's what one of these things where it's good. I enjoyed it. And then I don't know. We'll see how I feel after we watch Beyond Re-Animator, and I'll have to kind of rank the films in my head. I don't know which ones I prefer. I think at the moment Re-Animator, and then this one is just not as good, but it's pretty decent. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see for the third installment, and then I'll chat about the whole series, I guess. Yeah, I think we'll go sign off for now. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys for the next video of Beyond Re-Animator, which will be fun. So for now, I say, live long and prosper, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video of the horror movie commentary reaction thing, majiggy, yeah. Bye for now.